Yeah. G'day world, we are Ologism and we come to you live now from Australia's beautiful tropical north. We are in Darwin. It's warm, it's steamy, it's green and it's beautiful. It's the, I guess, the heart of Australia's great biodiversity. Tell us about it, Des.
Yeah, well, we're here at CSIRO underneath the tree that you might see, which is wonderful. There's biodiversity everywhere, lots of trees. If you look down there, there's some ants, and we'll tell you more about ants later. But what's best about Darwin, I think it could be said quite truthfully, that if you're looking for crocodiles in Australia, this is the place to be. Crocodiles are amazing things. They're very cool. I saw one for the first time, really, apart from being on the internet and on TV and stuff, in real life, and they are scary mothers, let me tell you. But that's not all bad news, because there's wonderful things that crocodiles can help us with research. In fact, other scary things that happen a lot in hospitals are things like diseases, specifically in a hospital, things like golden staph, Staphylococcus aureus, which is troublesome because it kills you. We've had antibiotics for probably 50, 60 years, discovered by an Australian, Howard Florey, things like penicillin. But we use them far too much, so these antibiotics are becoming, not so effective against bacteria, all different sorts of diseases, different things like that. So we're looking for new, different sorts of antibiotics, and it happens that up here in Darwin, some scientists discovered that despite the fact that crocodiles are ripping into each other and walking around, playing around in filthy, infected water, they don't seem to catch diseases. And they discovered that, in fact, inside their blood there are peptides which have resistance to these things, these different diseases and things that can kill you. And so in the name of antibiotics such as penicillin, ampicillin, all those psyllin things, they've named this crocodilin, which is kind of cool. And it could be the future of antibiotics. It was discovered and first found in Darwin. They're actually looking at research in America now in the States in a similar sort of thing with alligators, and they have similar properties in their blood. So this is the future of maybe research into antibiotics, and I think that is a very cool thing that we should know more about.
I agree, and I'd love to sing a song about it now.
Why not?
Staphylococcus aureus, in hospitals notorious, but it's really not your friend. It could bring about your end. Crocodiles will not shed tears. Golden staph, it holds no fears. With their immunity, they will survive. Staphylococcus aureus, the crocs come out victorious with their own antibiotics. Their wounds won't go necrotic. Crocodiles will not shed tears. Golden staph, it holds no fears. With their immunity, they will survive. Resisting penicillin, we need some crocodilin. Thanks to wisdom, reptilian. Crocodiles will not shed tears. Golden staph, it holds no fears. With their immunity, they will survive. With Croc's help, we know that we will survive. Awesome! I'm glad that worked. So as Darren mentioned, the other thing that they're known for up here in the top end of Australia is ants. They have an extraordinary diverse range of ants up here, and that's because there is actually an extraordinary range of diverse ants all over the world. As it happens, if you were to get all the biomass of the Earth together, that all the living things into one place, and weighed them, then you would need a really pretty massive set of bathroom scales. But if you did do that, about 60% of that biomass would in fact be made of insects.
That's right.
And of that 60%, about half of that is ants. So these guys are extraordinarily populous and extraordinarily diverse. And up here they've got loads of different kinds. And we actually had a look at some samples the other day. They have stacks of them.
Some samples. In fact, we had a look at some samples as we were setting up here on the grass. There's lots of ants itching, crawling all over us.
Yes.
And we could probably get the camera out and have a close-up later on. In fact, just here at the CSIRO where they were doing some research on ants, they did a field test where they get a little trap, effectively, just a cup, and they bury it just into the surface of the ground, and they leave it there, put some bait there, and see how many ants they can collect. In an hour, the record was collecting something like 26 different species of ants. So there's a lot of different kind of ants here. Lots living in this tree. And
I believe that the bait they used wasn't human flesh, although our experience this morning may question that. Anyway, the point is that there are lots of different kinds, and there are lots of different things. They're all equally awesome. One of the things that ants have in common is they live in colonies of of millions and millions of individuals, and they all have a job to do, and they do it extraordinarily well. There's a particular species called Camponotonus saundersi, who basically live in trees. They're an arboreal ant species, and what they do, if you threaten them, then you're thereby threatening the nest, and they will do anything to protect the nest. So what these guys do, they'll exude pheromones, and they might make some threatening signals at you. I don't know how they do that exactly, but they will. If that doesn't work, if they're still under threat, their final defense mechanism, which is absolutely awesome, is they will pull their head down rapidly towards their abdomen, and in so doing, they will rupture a large gland in the side of them called the gaster. And that thing, in this particular species, it's full of acetophenone stuff. So basically what this will do is it will burst out of the ant.
Sticky, gooey, acidic, and yucky.
Yeah, tell me about the acetophenone for a minute while I push my computer button. Hang on.
Oh, yeah, well, horrible. I imagine it just sticks all over. Imagine, like, dripping all over you, horrible sort of showering sort of stuff. Ants are nasty. In fact, ants are actually quite a social sort of insects. They like to live together in communities, millions of these sorts of things. They hang around, they use sociality to sort of like communicate with each other. There's different ants have different jobs. And so this carpenter ant, actually, we're talking about the ones, the defenders of the nest. They're the ones who are going to go out there as a first zone. If somebody else is coming out close to you, they're the ones who are going to say, hey guys, stop. Don't come any further because we're going to with you.
So, but they do it with pheromones. Other insects get the message, basically. Essentially, these ants have been destroying themselves to protect the nest. It is the ultimate sacrifice. And that's just one small taste of why ants are absolutely awesome. We were here before you were, more than 100 million years ago. And now we number 20,000 species.
Adaptable, resilient, we're brilliant. Our social systems use sociality. We've been stopped and we've been eaten, but we simply can't be beaten. With your one brain you think you know, but you've got a long, long way to go. A million brains alive inside my nest. Don't threaten me, oh don't you dare, for a set of pheromones you will wear. Don't cross me or I might just explode. We watch the dinosaurs move on, and human beings can't last long, and we've learned a thing or two about survival. Communities have seen us through adversity, famine, flood, and predators and rivals. We've been stomped and we've been eaten, but we simply can't be beaten. With your one brain you think you know, but you've got a long, long way to go. A million brains alive inside my nest. Don't threaten me, oh don't you dare, or a set of pheromones you will wear. Don't cross me or I might just explode.
With your one brain you think you know, but you've got a long, long way to go. A million brains alive inside my nest. Don't threaten me, oh don't you dare, or a set of phenols you will wear. Don't trust me or I might just explode.
Rockin', that's fantastic. Look, thanks so much for joining us here, folks. It's beautiful in Darwin. I hope it's equally gorgeous wherever you are in the world. We are Ologism. You can find us at ologism.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, and you can find us on Facebook if you want to go to facebook.com/ologismband. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you guys later on.
See ya.